You are so lucky to be alive here today. Someone could have died or been seriously injured from this accident.
It's a judge's toughest balancing act. What do you do with a defendant everyone loves who committed a crime that kills? 56-year-old Cindy Petraw has a courtroom packed with supporters. Bosses, friends, family, all lining up to beg the court for mercy. But Cindy isn't here for a simple misunderstanding. She's here for her 5th drunk driving charge. Mandatory prison time is on the table, and her defense is making a massive gamble. They're hoping her local popularity will be enough to keep her out of a cell. You see a lot of arrogance and excuses in these courtrooms. Today, you're going to see something different. Watch closely as the judge is forced to weigh a courtroom full of tears against a deadly, reckless choice.
We will go on the record in the matter 24 TR 115 25 CF 46, State of Wisconsin versus Cindy Petraw. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Ms. Petraw appears in person with counsel Adam Benson. We're set today in this matter for a plea and sentencing. The court has received and fully reviewed 4 written character reference letters. The court has also received and reviewed a letter written by Ms. Petraw herself. She may be able to state that out loud to the court. If not, the court has a copy of her statements. The parties have reached an agreement. Mr. Benson, can you please recite the agreement for the record?
Your Honor, she would enter a plea to count 1. Count 2 would be dismissed and read in, and we're looking at the statutory minimum, Your Honor.
Ms. Petraw, is that the agreement that you've reached with the state?
Yes, ma'am.
And I do note that there are 10 people here that are observing and watching this hearing. They are here for your support, and I do want to commend them for being here today. I don't see a lot of people supporting individuals who are entering pleas, not as much as I should. And so that shows me, Ms. Petraw, you are very loved and respected in the community. And so I appreciate that they are here. As to count 1, OWI 5 or 6, a class G felony, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
The court will find your plea of guilt is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find that you understand your constitutional rights and what it means to waive and give up those rights. I will find a factual basis to accept your plea of guilt. Based on that, I will find you guilty of count 1. Count 2 will be merged and dismissed with count 1. The TR matter will be dismissed and read in. A judgment of conviction will be entered today. Mr. Benson, before we proceed to arguments, how many people will be making a statement on Ms. Petraw's behalf?
I would have to, I assume all of you would, or?
Whoever will be making a statement, please come up and sit in the jury box. You will have a seat right here in the witness stand, and you will provide your statement to the court. All right, sir, you're last or you're first? So just come right up here. All right, when you are seated, you can come in here. Nope, right in here. You should be able to open a door. And then have a seat. Speak slowly into the microphone and enunciate your words, please. First, state your name and your relationship with Ms. Petraw.
My name is Mark Flom. I work with Cindy at Parker. I am the manufacturing engineering manager at Parker.
Can you spell your last name?
FLOM.
All right. What would you like the court to be aware of?
First and foremost, Cindy is a highly accountable person, both at work and outside of work. She has a huge heart and does everything she can to help everyone at our Parker facility. We had 2 gentlemen on my team that had very serious medical issues within the last couple of years since this event has happened. And she was the first person to stand up and do fundraisers for those two individuals and raise several $1,000s for both of them. Beyond that, Cindy does a great job making sure everyone at our facility feels welcome and takes care of everyone. Sometimes she should take care of herself better than that, but she is an awesome person.
Thank you, Mr. Flum. You may go have a seat in the back. Next individual, please. Please state your name, spell your name for the record, and your relation to Ms. Patra.
My name is Dale Bistram, DALEBISTRAM. And Cindy is a part-time casual labor employee for me, and she did work for me for about 3 years before she got hired at Parker. And I just got a one-page letter here, if I could read that I wrote, just so I know what I'm saying here is.
If you're going to read something, please read it slowly
Okay.
and enunciate your words. My court reporter does need to take everything down.
Sure. Again, my name is Dale Bistram. And as of December 1st, I will have owned the Country Cafe in Grantsburg for 10 years. Between this restaurant and other private and corporate restaurants, I have been in the business for about 34 years. Most of that time has been in management, either managing corporate restaurants or my own. In those 34 years, I hired over 500 employees, so I would like to think I'm a pretty good judge of character. I first met Cindy Patra in 2018 when she came into my cafe to apply for a job for cooking. I interviewed her for about 10 minutes before I hired her on the spot. She worked for me for about 3 years before getting hired on at Parker full-time, which I understand because Parker could offer her benefits. Since then, Cindy has worked for me as casual labor. For instance, last Sunday, I had a cook that didn't feel well, so Cindy was at my cafe within 10 minutes and finished out the day cooking. I consider myself lucky to have someone like that can come in on weekends at a moment's notice and do a great job. My customers and my employees truly enjoy her. Cindy has also been there for me outside the cafe. For instance, when I needed help right after my dad passed away, Cindy was right there to help me with cleaning up around the farm, even going as far as jumping on the hay rack, stacking bales, only taking a couple bales for herself as compensation. There are a few people that I know that would do that. In the years that I've known Cindy, I have watched her grow in her professionalism, dedication, and integrity. From myself working at Parker, I still know many people there, including management, and I've never heard a bad word about her. As for my cafe, again, people enjoy her, being able to step in wherever and do what it takes to get the job done, making sure my customers get taken care of. Finally, may I be the first one to say, Cindy is needed by me, Parker, and the community. I would ask that you allow Cindy to keep staying active in the community and to be able to still contribute to all that have become to know her and appreciate her. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Bistrom. Next. Again, please state your name, spell your name, and your relationship to Ms. Patra.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Wolf, ANTHONY WOLF, and I'm the assembly supervisor at Parker and a co-worker of Cindy Patra. First and foremost, thank you, Honor, for allowing us the opportunity to speak on behalf of a co-worker as well as a friend. I have worked with Cindy for roughly 6 years now, and she has helped me at vital points outside of work as well as inside of work. There have been times where I've had broken down lawnmowers, and she has graciously driven her own lawnmower to work to allow me to borrow. She is a pivotal person at work on our engagement team. Anytime that there are fundraisers or other raffles that we are putting together, Cindy is typically the person that is deciding which organization those funds and proceeds are going to. And just for me personally, 2 years ago, my youngest was born, and my brother in Ohio passed away, and I didn't have a lot of funds. She, she was the first one to go around work and get enough money together for me to go to my brother's. Sorry. And I don't know that I'll ever be able to thank her enough for putting herself out in front of everybody to get that arranged. So that's just, I want everybody to know that she is the person that would take and give you the shirt off of her back in any situation, regardless of the circumstances. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. State your name, spell it, and your relationship with Ms. Patra.
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Olson, Matthew-Olson. I am the plant manager at Parker in Grantsburg and have had the privilege of being a coworker with Cindy for the past 5.5 years. What's really impressed me with Cindy is how much I've been able to see her grow in those 5.5 years. She started as an assembly operator and was able to get promoted to a brand new role within our organization. And it was a very open, undefined role, but she, while didn't have the skills to originally work the role, she took it upon herself to really learn those skills, computer skills, leadership skills, as well as manufacturing principles, to the point where she was able to lead others within our organization. She's counted on not just at our location, but several locations across our corporation. She does that through an incredible can-do attitude. She is one of the people that thinks about what we can do, not what we can't do. One of the most honest individuals that I have the privilege to work with. She is always able to share with us what we need to do differently and how to do things better. She's a great advocate for our team members on the shop floor. I will echo what others have said from the engagement standpoint. The involvement that our organization has within the community is a direct result of the initiatives that Cindy drives to make our community a better place, in addition to our work environment. The other thing I would really like to emphasize is we are an organization under tremendous growth right now, and she is a leader of our safety team. It's an organization of cross-functional team members within the manufacturing facility. She leads that organization exceptionally well, with a huge emphasis on how to make sure that all of our new team members are working safely. She leads the training and develops training initiatives to make sure people are working day in and day out in a safe basis, and really make sure that we continue to grow that culture within our organization. Like I said, it's been a privilege to work with Cindy these past 5.5 years. She's a great member of our community as well as our organization. Thank you.
Mr. Olson. All right, please state your name, spell it, and your relationship with Ms. Patra.
Okay. My name is Rochelle Hendren, Hendren. I am Cindy's sister. I'm hoping, I'm going to apologize, I'm a supportive crier. I'm hoping I do more good than harm. My whole life I've been with my sister, and it has been an absolute very rough time growing up with Cindy for a good part of her younger life, with drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. We didn't think that Cindy would make it this far in her life because of how reckless she has lived her life. But in the last, I'd say 15 years, Cindy has improved greatly from where she was. Her kids at one point didn't want anything to do with her. It has grown so much better as she's gotten older. I myself would not be a character witness for my sister if she was still on that path. I wouldn't spend my money to fly up here to be here for this. if she was still that person. What she did back in December was not right, not the right thing to do. And I know in the last over year and a half or almost 2 years now that she's been, going through this process with the decision she made that day has been extremely rough and extremely hard on her. And I know that she doesn't want this to happen again. And we say lots of prayers that she can get through this. She's a very strong individual. I too am very excited to see so many people stand up for her in her community. That is not a close friend, that is say like a drinking buddy or a party buddy or anything like that. Cindy doesn't live that life anymore. And I've been up here for the last 8 days and just see a total different person than I did when she was in a bad place. And I just know that I can guarantee you won't see Cindy here again. And if you do, you won't see me here again. I'm here to support her because she's done such wonderful things in these last, 16 years. And I see that with her kids. I see that with her community. Cindy has always been extremely helpful and giving. And even when she couldn't in the most difficult times, if it was her last dollar, she'd give it to you if you needed it more than her. So I hope I'm a good character witness, but she has come such a long way. And I'm very proud of you. And Mom and Dad would be proud too. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
One question.
Of
Because
course.
your letter says you're from Golden Valley, Minnesota. Why would you?
Yep, we moved to
apply?
Florida in December
Okay.
because it's warm there, very warm there.
Oh, you could fly from Golden Valley, but that, I guess.
Yeah. This way we have a permanent vacation down there now, so.
Sounds great. Thank you, Ms.
You can come
Hendren.
on back if you come down to Florida. Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you. Argument and sentencing recommendation, Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you. We're asking the court to do the statutory minimum on this. I'll start first with the criminal history. It's largely duplicative of what Ms. Patraw's sister just described. Ms. Patraw had a pretty rough and tumble time in the 90s in Minnesota. Numerous convictions for lying to the police, for thievery style offenses, for possessing drugs. All of that stopped in the 2000s. Going from 2000 and onward, you'd only see driving without a license or her OWI-3 and her refusal. The 4 prior convictions being 2 from the 90s, actual drunk drivings, and then OWI-3 was in 2002 in Minnesota, Steele County, and then 2010 was a refusal breath test, which counts as the OWI-4 conviction here in Wisconsin. Meaning it's been 16 years since a countable conviction and 24 years since an actual drunk driving offense. In particular, I'll note that 2010 one did not even charge a drunk driving. So it's not like a read-in where they think it was drunk driving or could have shown drunk driving and resolved as the other. It was just a refusal. So in this case, Ms. Patraw's previous history is extremely distant. Even that 2010 refusal, which is her last criminal conviction, was 16 years ago. In Wisconsin, though, we take drunk driving very seriously once they get up in the high numbers. We count them differently than Minnesota, where in Minnesota, if they're just spaced out over a long period of time, you can avoid a felony OWI conviction forever. But in Wisconsin, we count back once you hit 2 or more all the way through your whole history. In this case, that makes a 5 in Wisconsin. That's a mandatory prison sentence. In this case, I think that's justified as well, in particular, just because the nature and circumstances of this one, someone could have really died here. It could have been Cindy Patraw herself if she just didn't have a seatbelt on, to be honest. But there are numerous other ways it could have gone wrong and that this didn't go worse than it did. So for those reasons, I'd ask the court to follow the agreement. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Benson, argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. I couldn't describe my client any better than the 5 people who came up in front of you today and said what a quality and character person she is now. A true value to the community, loved by everyone. I don't have many hearings where that many people come out in support of someone who's going to be incarcerated. To pick up on Mr. Schmidt's talk about how our state treats alcohol, I would say within the last 5 to 10 years, the legislature has really cracked down on alcohol. I think before that, it was more of a kind of a whatever thing. Wisconsin has a reputation for that, for better or for worse. Part of this sentence, though, and I think we touched on it even at the last hearing in this matter, is that section 346.65, sub 2, sub AM, sub 5, says that there is the 18-month presumptive mandatory minimum, but it can be downgraded to 1 year if the sentencing court finds both that, 1, the best interests of the community will be served, and 2, the public will not be harmed. The court may depart from the mandatory 18-month initial confinement term if it places its reasons on the record. So, and in touching on our criminal record, obviously I'm not allowed to keep a copy of the criminal record, but Mr. Schmidt again was right. In reviewing her driving record, the last conviction is February 28th, 2011 from the 2010 case. And I went through Minnesota's version of CCAP and pulled a lot of paperwork out of there, to be honest. But the last thing you'll find there criminally is from 2010. So, and as her sister indicated, it was rough growing up. But I think 15 years ago, the light went on. Some people enter adulthood later than others. And for Cindy, it just happened to be about 15, 16 years ago, I would say. She has done the AODA. They didn't recommend any further classes or anything like that. She has an online support group all over the country where they share each other's burdens and things like that. And I think it works out really well for her. She even completed her driver's safety plan July 31st last year. So she certainly is taking this seriously. When she and I talked on the phone this morning, because I thought she was having medical issues, she said, no, people are coming today. We're going to do this today. I'm going to finish this today. And I hope when she speaks to the court, she can tell it to you like she told it to me. I said, that is perfect. That's exactly how you should address the judge. But when you're looking at this best interest of the community, first of all, does she need punishment or does she need rehabilitation? She really hasn't done anything criminally for 15 or 16 years. And again, it is a 5-6 OWI. It's serious, and Wisconsin takes that serious. And she knows she's going to be remanded into custody today, and she knows that the bare minimum would be 1 year in state prison. And it's made her very emotional, but again, she's here taking responsibility, and she's showing the court what she's done in the last 15 years that makes her a credit to the community. Is the public safety endangered? If she were to drive again, certainly that risk would be there, I think. But to my knowledge, she will never have a driver's license again. This is more of a once-off than a pattern, I would argue. Were you to give her less time, would that cheapen what the law is intended to do with 1.5 years? I don't think it is. I don't know how many people come in front of you for sentencing like this, but I bet they don't have the support that my client does. And again, it is a very serious crime. However, I think what she's done and what she can do would mitigate the 1.5 years to look more towards the 1 year. And she understands there will be extended supervision as well. This crime involved alcohol. She used to have a bad prior record, but she doesn't any longer. Would serving less than 1.5 years and serving the year allow her to return safely to society? I think 1 year would be imperative. I think that would work for her. I think these people are chomping at the bit to get her back. I don't think they said there's a job waiting for her, but I'd be willing to bet that when she gets out, she'd be working at Parker again. And since this stop back in December of 24, she's done everything she's had to do. AODA, again, the driver safety plan. She showed up at work. She showed up for every court hearing. She's taking this seriously. And again, she knows that she's going to have to report to the jail immediately or a deputy will be coming in. So that said, Your Honor, I'm asking the court to look more towards the 1 year instead of the 1.5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Ms. Patra, I'm now going to ask you if you wish to make a statement here today. You do not have to. It's your choice. I see that you do have something in front of you, and I'm going to assume that it's the letter that I have read. Please, if you are reading the letter, go slowly and enunciate your words. And if you are having an emotional time, because this is an emotional hearing, please stop and take a breath before you begin again. It's hard for my court reporter to be able to take down things when they're muffled, okay?
Yes, you are. Have to start my name.
No,
Okay. Before I even go to the letter, I just want to apologize for being here and for being here, taking up your time. I want to apologize to my family for putting them through this. I want to apologize to all my friends and my employers for putting them through this and what it's doing. It's gonna make things difficult, and I'm sorry. I want you to know that this is not me. I did have a hard life growing up, and I was addicted to drugs for, I'm gonna say, over half my life. And my daughter's not here right now because she had to work. But my daughter's, I give her the most credit for me coming to who I am now, because I love my grandkids to death. And she basically told me, either change your life or you'll never see your grandkids again. Well, they were worth it, you know. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I realized that I'm not just that person that came from the hood or Frogtown or whatever you want to call it. I can be more than that. Don't have to be defined by where I came from. And I thank Parker for giving me the opportunity to prove that. And I'm more than that. And for my friends and family for being here to support me, I want to say thank you. I also want to apologize about the accident. And you're right, prosecutor, you're right. I could have killed myself or somebody else, and I do understand that, and I really apologize for that. My son drove by the spot where the accident was, and he has nightmares about it, thinking I was dead. I'm sorry to put you through that, Max. I love you. And I'm sorry that's stuck in your head. I was trying to read this letter. Dear Judge Morgan and counsel, I am writing this letter to express my deepest remorse for the mistake I made. That brought me before you. I fully accept responsibility for my actions and the consequences that have followed. I want to sincerely apologize to the court and to everybody affected by my behavior, to the community. I understand the seriousness of what I did, and I'm truly sorry.
Ms. Patra, you can stop and take a breath. I have read your letter. I did read it very carefully when I read the other letters. If you wish to continue to state it on the record, you may do so. But I rest assured, I did read your letter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Want to say anything else? Do you want to read it?
I can't. I just want to say I'm sorry. And I wish there was a way that I could be on a bracelet and turn myself in every weekend and go to work and make sure I take care of my family and my responsibilities.
Ms. Patra, what happened that night?
I worked 18 days in a row, and one of them I worked at the cafe during the day, and then I went to Parker at night to do something before Monday morning and get that done. And then the next day we had a bake sale. And so I stayed late for the bake sale, and I left work, and it's Christmas time, and people from out of town were in town, and they were downtown, and I said, well, you should stop by. And I was like, okay, well, stop for one. So I thought, and I don't know if you've heard a lot about, the drink was a lot stronger than what it probably should have been, what I should have been, I think. But I stopped and I got there, and the people that I was there to meet, I noticed had already had too many, and I had a drink sitting in front of me, and I told them they needed to leave. And so I finished my drink, and I turned around, was talking to somebody, and I turned around and they had filled it again. So I said that was gone, and then I left. It was snowing out pretty bad. It was like the roads were slick. It was blizzard kind of conditions. And honestly, after the accident, I hit my head because my airbag didn't work. And I honestly do not remember anything from there. I tried to get video because part of me felt like the truck that I hit may have came out of the T-Dog's parking lot. You know, I don't know it for sure because I don't recall seeing it. I mean, I don't have very good eyes either. Matter of fact, they told me next time I go to get my license that I better go to the eye doctor first. But and it was an accident. I never in the world would set up to do something like that. And I would honestly tell you, this thing I went to, the lady down here at Aurora.
Take a breath.
The lady at Aurora. So I see people do it all the time. They have a drink or two and then they go home, you know, and it happens. Like I used to have waitress in restaurants and bars, and I see it, and I never thought in a million years that I could have a couple drinks and be over the legal limit. I really never did. But she told me, she said, no, it's meant that way. She goes, you're meant to be over the legal limit after one drink. And I was like, what? And being naive is no excuse. And I know that. And if I could do it all again, it would never happen. You know, I just wish I could do it over.
Thank you, Ms. Patra. And you understand that your legal limit is different than other individuals' legal limit.
No, I didn't understand that either until just recently.
Yes, your legal limit is 0.02.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's because of the number of OWI, DWI convictions you had. And so your legal limit is 0.02. So the Aurora individual was correct. One drink puts you over the limit.
I didn't. And being naive is not an excuse. And I know it's not an excuse. But
However, you did, your blood alcohol content was 0.115.
Mhm.
So that is over the 0.08.
Right, it's still over the legal limit. I understand. I just wish I could do it over. I never in a million years. I'm the guy trying to tell the other guy that he's had too much to drink. He should probably go home. You know, I've never seen this guy. I swear to God, years ago, after being in jail, that I would never be here again. And I can't really believe I'm here now.
Right. Ms. Patra, I do have to say that it is very commendable that I see so many people here supporting you. And I've heard so many words of genuine care and concern and respect. I don't see that a lot. I don't see it a lot with kids. I don't see it a lot in many of my cases regardless. So it is very good to see these individuals behind you and who will continue to stay behind you. This is a case where the court cannot look at probation first because this is a mandatory minimum prison sentence. The court is told by the legislature in our laws, the mandatory minimum, with that caveat that Mr. Benson did go through with the case law. This is a very, very serious matter. Even if the court doesn't look at the 0.02 level, the blood alcohol level, it's still a 0.115. That's still almost double the legal limit in Wisconsin for a person who is not under the 0.02 requirement. So that makes it serious. The second part that makes it serious is the fact that there was an accident. You are so lucky to be alive here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Schmidt hit it right on the head when he said that someone could have died or been seriously injured from this accident. But for the grace of God, you are here and no one was hurt. You were hurt, but you were able to recover to the best of your ability. I'm really glad to hear the statement from Mr. Benson in which he said he thought you were going through medical issues right now or needed something medically, but you told him, no, I want to move forward today. I want to accept the responsibility. I want to be accountable. I don't want to delay. That takes a lot of courage, Ms. Patra. It's not easy to sit in your seat knowing that prison is your next door. I just can't even imagine what that feels like. But I am seeing a person who made a mistake. Well, you made a mistake, but you want to change yourself and to change that type of conduct so you never do it again. From hearing your statement, Ms. Patra, it sounds like not only are you a giving person, and that's the statement from everybody, you are a giving person, but you are an over giving person. You give to everyone else and you empty your cup. You need to have time to have self-care, to replenish yourself so that you can be the best for all the people you serve. I'm not going to say I have not been in your shoes in having the weight of the world on my shoulders and having a drink or two. You have to make a different choice and not get behind the wheel. Unfortunately, you were not aware of the 0.02 blood alcohol content. However, you are aware now. And in Wisconsin, an OWI fourth offense is a felony, and that makes it a lifetime restriction on your ability to drive. The Department of Motor Vehicles will determine that. You're going to hear me say that you're revoked for a period of time and you have an ignition interlock device. I'm still required to say those things on the record. It's the Department of Motor Vehicles who will be in charge of whether or not your license is revoked for life. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
In protecting the public, I look at you and I look at a person who is very giving and out there for the public, for the community, but for this one time, but for this action, this day where you were overworked, you were tired, you were exhausted, and you wanted to let loose or relax. You weren't at the bar pounding them one at a time, one after another. You had a few drinks I'm gonna guess that they were hard alcohol by the way you've spoken about the drinks, and it hits harder. I have so many people here that are supporting you today. And I'm gonna guess that if given the opportunity or the necessity, I would have a courtroom full times 10. Because it sounds like you're not only generous to each of the individuals within this courtroom, well, behind those walls in the gallery, but you are giving to a whole lot more people who would sit there and give more positive statements. I'm gonna tell you, I bet I could have had 50 or 60 written statements or individuals wanting to make positive remarks about you. That goes a long way, Ms. Patroff. I'm sure you've heard, and others in this courtroom observing, I'm a judge that ensures that there is the punishment that's necessary, but I can look at the whole picture. I know I can be harsh, Ms. Patroff. Rest assured, it is not easy sitting in this seat knowing that I am sending somebody to prison and for how long. Even sending an individual who has done bad things is difficult to do sometimes. I have thought about this from hearing from the members of the community and from hearing the argument from the state and from the plea from your attorney. And honestly, I'm glad your attorney went down that road because that was already going down in my thoughts. Ms. Patra, here's what I'm going to do. I don't do this often. It is rare for me to go down this path. It is rare for me not to follow the law to the best of my ability as I understand it. The legislature has mandatory minimums. It's kind of a battle for me to not follow mandatory minimums. I think I've only done this once, maybe twice. Ms. Patra, I'm going to sentence you to 1 year in prison with 3 years of extended supervision. I am not following the mandatory minimum of 1.5 years of initial incarceration. And here's why, because I have to state that all on the record. On top of everything that I have done here today, I find that it would be in the best interest of the community, and the community would be best served with you out in the community, doing the good things and continuing that. I do not believe that the public would be harmed or that I am spitting on the law by not following the mandatory minimum. I believe that in fact, the public could benefit once you come back into the community. But here is what I am requiring because of this sentence. I am requiring that you, once you are released from custody, you will be in my treatment court.
Sure.
And that is why, that is the tip that has tipped it over for me to do a lesser sentence than the mandatory minimum. The treatment court is a lot of work. You have a lot to do, a lot of requirements. You're 1 step ahead because I'm going to guess you have a place to live, and I'm going to guess you're going to have a job coming back. but you're gonna need time to come to treatment court, to do meetings, and to do other things. And you know what? I believe that you could benefit from that. I also believe my treatment court can benefit from you. So again, that's where you're going to be giving back to the community.
Your Honor.
You will be a positive influence for the individuals that I have in my court. And I want to tell you how rare this is for me to do this. I am assessing $3,464 in fines and fees, plus a $10 blood draw fee. There's $750 in restitution. Is that stipulated to, Mr. Benson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Plus $750 in restitution. I believe I said 3 years of extended supervision, 3 years revocation of your driver's license, 3 years of ignition interlock device. I do have to continue to order that you do the OWI AODA assessment and follow through. The statute still requires me to say those things. Now, while you were on extended supervision, while you're incarcerated for the year in prison, you cannot engage in any early release programming. If you are revoked off of your extended supervision, you may engage in early release programming on that additional 3 years that will hang over your head. While on extended supervision, treatment court, absolute sobriety, no use or possession of any illegal drugs, substances, or paraphernalia. I don't know. I don't think that that's what you're involved in, but it was in your history, so that's why I'm saying it. Testing, gainful employment. I don't think I have to order community service. I think you already do it. You have 20 days to appeal. Should you fail to appeal within 20 days, you do lose that right. This is a felony. No use or possession of a firearm for life. No voting in any election until your civil rights are restored. Good luck, Ms. Patra. Good luck.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We are adjourned.
The judge made a tough call, acknowledging Cindy's 15 years of prior sobriety and the fact that she actually owned up to her mistake. The judge gave her a rare break. Instead of the mandatory 18-month minimum, the judge lowered the sentence to 1 year in state prison, followed by 3 years of strict supervision. We see a lot of entitled defendants on this channel, people who blame the cops, the system, or bad luck. Cindy didn't do that. She broke the law, she took it on the chin, and she's going to prison for it. The judge showed some mercy today, but make no mistake, accountability still won out. But what do you think? Did the judge go too easy on a 5-time offender just because she had good character witnesses? Or was this the perfect balance of justice and common sense? Tell us what you think in the comments below.